Unfortunately, during the week last Wednesday, we were here for a test. We had a few sessions throughout the day to get out on circuit. We tried a variety of things, got a setup that was sort of in the right direction to make us competitive to start this weekend. Last night we had a couple of hours of evening practice, which is an add-on which we normally wouldn't have on any other BSB weekends. So a good lot of track time to try and improve the settings that we've got in the bike and make our potential for podiums even stronger. I spent actually quite a little bit of time last night trying a few other options on top of what we'd sort of learned from the Wednesday in the test, and didn't really do a fantastic lap time, but it was kind of like a few things that were sort of left that needed a line put under them, sort of more or less to say, yeah, that's the way to go to make progress, or no, let's just put that to the side and that's not worth pursuing. Yeah, I ended up like quite a way down in the times, so maybe 10th or 11th or something like that. You know, we had this morning's first practice, and I kind of put the best of everything we'd sort of cobbled together in the tests. So say basically from the little bits we finished off last night and what we'd had from last week's test, I kind of bundled all that together in sort of like the best package that we thought could work. And to start the session, I was fastest, so that was a good sign. And I felt quite comfortable with the bike. You know, obviously everyone else is trying just as hard as we are, and you know, I kind of got dropped down a few more places as everyone else sort of improved their package as well. But yeah, I think now we've kind of refined the window or the base setting that we have for this circuit. We might be able to eke out a few more tenths with some fine tuning. So let's hope that is the case and we can improve a little bit further. But for the moment, I'm pretty happy. We've got a bike. It's in the right range. So yeah, we've got another practice this afternoon and then a third practice tomorrow morning before qualifying. So there's still a few opportunities to refine the package. FHO BMW Hospitality. I hope you're all enjoying your food and drinks, and now you've got some entertainment. So. Okay. You want to sing? You wouldn't want to hear me sing.
So we've still got more work to do. As Pete said, the team are trying really hard. They're working really hard on the bike with the setup. Yeah, we just got to keep our heads down, keep trying. You know, some tracks the bike works really well at, some tracks not so good at. You know, I get those comments. You know, because I won a race at the opening round at Silverstone. I won a race at Alton Park. I got 2 seconds at Snetterton. People go, I just put the settings in when the last time you won. But we're not at Alton Park, we're not at Snetterton, we're at Cadwell. So those settings don't work, and if they did, don't worry, we would have had them in there and already tried it. So sometimes the really obvious stuff that people think, just do that. It doesn't always translate. It would make life a lot easier. Just win a race and then just weld those settings into the bike, and you just carry on getting good results all the time. So it is tricky, and we'll keep trying.
Coming to Cadwell, obviously it's a far better situation than we had at Thruxton. The bike works in a better range here, so we're back to our regular tyre options. So we've got the softer tyre, which delivers a bit more grip, which works better on our bike.
Fortunately, I seem to get better starts than Pete as a rule. So even though I'm like one position further back, I think I might be able to beat Pete at the first turn. But
do we need to put a bet on?
We can do.
No, you're right.
See that? See that? Of course, yeah. people, 20 faces in this hospitality. That's definitely how I feel at the moment. Very underwhelming performances on track. Trying really hard. Our mechanics are trying hard. I'm trying hard. Everyone's trying to put their best efforts forward, and the results just we aren't getting any return for investment. So it is really difficult at moments like this. I mean, we still love the racing and being on our bikes and being at the track, but you know, when you're so used to winning races and fighting for podiums, to be further down the grid just feels so hollow. You know, it's not really where we want to be. I feel like you've not only got that motivation to get results for yourself, but you've also got that pressure from the team and the sponsors. So we are really trying, but sometimes it just doesn't. The more you try, it feels like the less you get back. So as Pete said, we have been working. We have found some improvements. You know, we were fortunate to have on Friday we had an extra practice session that we don't normally have on a BSB weekend. So we're able to test a couple of things on the Friday night. But at the same time, every other team that we're rivaling gets that same practice session as well. So they've probably also, you know, found little improvements with their bikes. I went out this morning in this morning's warm-up. We tried a different combination to try and improve on, you know, obviously what we had yesterday we weren't happy with. So if we just stick with the same thing, you're going to get the same result. So we went out this morning's warm-up with a different setup on the bike. Tried that and ended up crashing. You know, so the bike wasn't any better than yesterday. In fact, it was worse. So and then to add the insult, yeah, now they've got a bike to fix. So sometimes you just can't seem to, you know, you make one step forward and then it's like two steps back. But no, we'll keep trying. We'll put the bike back to the best setup that we know for this circuit that we've had so far, and then you know, see if we can put a better race together.
Normal Friday, but the Saturday of times were quite competitive. We're in the wind and fairly strong. And then there was another point in the weekend where it rained and we were fastest in the time, so that seemed positive as well. But then, you know, we never seemed to improve on that. You know, in fact, it was even difficult to match the previous set time. So qualifying was difficult. The first race was more difficult. Then I, you know, end up further down the grid because of the poor lap times in the first race. So, yeah, I mean, I can't say exactly why we're not performing at the level we're expected to, but you know, I can only, you know, ride as hard as I can, you know, and I can assure everyone that's being done, but just trying harder doesn't bring results. You know, we need to change something, improve something, do something better. For the last race, it wasn't really much better in the results, but I was a lot closer for earlier laps of the race and didn't drop as far as I had in other races. So I feel like there was some positive for the final race this weekend, and that was all really on electronic changes, which is just, you know, what we can adjust on the electronics, which is really just the like the throttle translation, as we call it, the way the power is delivered through the throttle electronically. So we didn't change the power, we just changed the way it was delivered, and that hasn't cured, let's say, some of my problems, but it was a good step in the right direction. So there is some sense or level of positive to come from the final race, but it's hard to, you know, to find positives, as I say, when the weekend's been such a challenge.